Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad and this is Supercoach Pro. Today's video we're doing a round 22 Supercoach review. Scored 21.46, pretty poor week for my side considering the outs I had. Moved down in the rankings once again. Now out to 1982, which is actually pretty bad for my season considering I was 333 at one stage, made that 500 ranking for a little bit. Then managed to stay in the top 1K, and in the last month just slid out of there. Thanks to Primo not playing every week and having no trades definitely doesn't help. And that's what happens to your side. I think the biggest lesson this year is burning too many trades early on in the season. Maybe next year in the first 4 weeks I just hold my trades and just watch the players play and not be so trigger happy. But that's for another story. We'll go into a season review in the next 2 weeks, I'd say, and break it down what we should do next year and who we should or shouldn't be starting and burn men and stuff like that. So the side, very funny, Colonel Sanders. Tough luck. I need a trade. I ain't got trades, mate. So not much to talk about this week in terms of my side. I've got Laird 105. Everybody's got Laird. Stewart is one of those players that if you had him all year, he's punishing most sides, scoring, 107 average, which is really nice in the back line. And Mills 114 average, but just can't get on the park. So I've been unrewarded for having the best 2 players in the defence line who are sort of unique players who aren't playing the back end of the season, which is undoing all the good work I did during the season. So it's a bit of a catch-22 in this sense, like get the Primos, get a fully upgraded side probably 2 weeks before everybody else starts, but then get carnage and then slide back into the ranks because people are fielding average teams that don't have the good players, but these good players are going out and someone's got an average team running some weird D4 or D5 like a Rich whose body is made out of plastic, does multiple hammies each year, and he plays one good season, consistent season, and he's in like 2% of sides. They're the sort of sides that move up in the ranks, the unique pods that somehow have a good year, and then you're left with a player that's got really good durability in Stuart Mills, and your side goes backwards. So that's really annoying. Bit of a rant there. Whitfield 81. Not what you want from Whitfield. Not going to start Giants players next year, to be honest. That's another story for another video too. 108 to Ridley. That's finally a good score from him again. Bianco 40 is probably what I expected. So can't really hate on that pick. He's only a kid. Jones still not back, which would have been nice to sort of had a loophole option. Vice captain stuffed up here, but we'll go Jack Steele, just a solid 100. Apparently he's doing really well at third quarter and has a drop-off, which is, we've seen that at a few of his games, happen. So probably start him next year anyway. You're not going to say no to 100 considering Bont can drop an 80. McRae 136 was perfect. Looking in my side on Sunday and I'm like, yeah, sweet. I'll take the VC, double my points in my head-to-head cash league. And then I realised if I put Oliver there, right, hypothetically, which I found out didn't matter anyway. Sorry if I put Merritt there. And so left him as emergency, it'd take the lowest score if you have 2 emergencies. So if I had Merritt and Newcomb here and then had Brayshaw here as my captain to double score, it'd take the lowest score out of Merritt and Newcomb, which had I known someone like Oliver was got 93, I would have just put him on the bench with Newcomb, run the E, doubled his score, and probably would have gained a point from having Newcomb. But you just don't know. There's things in Supercoach. So what I should have done is that VC after that game, I should have just put Jones on, put the E on Bianco. But somehow I just thought, oh yeah, Brayshaw was the last game of the round. So complete brain fade by me, or probably lose 56 points, 50 or 60 points if you do the math for it, which is, I want to say it's fine, but it's not. And then that's how you slide 1900 ranks is Mills, Stewart, Brayshaw and Green. That sums up this round, basically. Walsh 115, 107 to Merritt. That's a solid midfield. 133 to Guthrie is rewarding me. Thanks to Pendlebury. That's the only positive I can think of out of that Pendlebury move. And Martin. Kelly 148 did say he'd be a sneaky VC, and they absolutely killed Richmond. So look, I hope Richmond don't make finals, because there is a possibility that they could if something like Collingwood beat Essendon, Brisbane beat West Coast, and something else has to happen. But I just don't want to see it this year. I think if we made finals, we'd get eliminated by a really decent margin. That's also another story. It's not a Richmond podcast. So, sorry, 78 for Bramble. He's been good enough cover. You'll take that from Bramble. Great rookie this year. You definitely don't start him next year. Grundy and Hickey, this is weird. Grundy's going to be super cheap next year. Do you pick him? You probably pick him and Sean Darcy, to be honest, at this stage of the season. Hickey is serviceable. He's averaging 102, but he's not matching Gawn. I think Gawn's on about 119 average. Reeves didn't play, so that was annoying. Not that you could really do much more than a 107 or ask for. And then you've got Hall. He's probably the most consistent forward-line player that I have there, which is the weirdest thing to say in any Supercoach season. You probably start him next year. Marshall 73. Don't know what happened there. That's really disappointing. 60 from Zeeble as well. He's cheaper next year. I mean, that's only positive. Like, these players scoring low scores means they'll be cheaper for next year, which is not a bad thing at all. Hawkins 109, about time, mate. That's a good score. 51 from Norton, never buying again. He's my never ever again. I don't care if he averaged 113 for the next 3 seasons. I'm not picking Norton. Coleman Jones 67. I picked rookie roulette right this week, and I thought Coleman Jones would do right. I thought he was really scoring really bad in the first half, so he bounced back. Look, I didn't get to see a lot of games this weekend, so that's why I'm not going through them. And when you get a disappointing score, I'm pretty sure you don't really want to go for the stats as much as you'd like to analyse these things. And Waitman 42 on the bench, still useless as ever. So, look, I'm just going to summarise it. When you're missing Mills, Stewart, Brayshaw, and Toby Green, to be generous or not generous, you're probably losing 300 to 400 points there. 300 on a bad week between 4 primos, and 400 on a decent week, and possibly 500 if they all went bang. So Green's one of them where he probably would have went 140, 130 because he would have kicked the bag against the way we're playing. Brayshaw against West Coast surely would have towed up a lot of pill and scored maybe 130, 140. Who knows? 190 would have been nice. Mills isn't anything, man. He's anything above 110 this season. And then Stewart is so reliable, 110 there. So, look, if I did the math there, it's probably close to 500 points that I've lost. Scored 2-1 this week, 2-6 looks reasonable. Probably rank into sort of 700-800 if all those primos are there. So, look, the first lesson before we do the end of this season will be hold your damn trades. There's so many things I wanted to talk about in depth a bit more, but as for a team review, look, that's all I'm going to have for you. I'll do the preview Thursday or Friday, and we'll discuss a bit more. But in the off season, we'll definitely analyse where my team went wrong, where it went right, and what strategies we should do for next year. Which players are looking good on a nice pre-season, and which players are just never again. So we'll go through all that kind of thing. Well, let me know if you scored over 2-4, 2-5 this week. It'd be pretty impressive. I actually haven't even seen the top score for the round. So I lost my cash league to a guy that's ranked 12,000, which is really annoying. So 2-4 is the score from the big dogs, but if we go for the biggest score of the round was 2-6, so I'm not sure if any subscribers are in that sort of zone, because that'd be insane. But that's massive territory. And for total points, you think Supercoach Mum is probably going to take home that cup. She's 200 points in front and absolutely killing us. That's super impressive. And these four or five guys, I've seen them the whole time in this sort of top 10 ranking. So it'll be interesting to see what their finished side looks like. Might do even a season review of what these guys had in their side, who they started with, and have a look at that sort of thing. That'll be pretty interesting. Anyway, Cheezos. Wow, okay. We've got a lot to discuss in videos coming up. That's amazing. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll catch you guys later. Sorry, I got a phone call.